Welcome back to Signals on 91.3 Lagos Talks. This morning, did I say my name? My name is Adewunmi Oshodi. This morning, we'll be looking at raising 21st century business leaders. Okay, I have with me, the profile is long as usual, right? With an average of more than 100 presentations annually, he's been recognized as Nigeria's foremost pragmatic an inspirational speaker and a leading voice on leadership transformation and business reengineering in the West African nation. An award-winning performance strategist, he has developed and executed a competitiveness upgrade concept that helped a telecoms company strengthen its connection to its target consumers, leading to a massive sustainable boost in their income within 5 years. Is highly sought after for his outstanding acumen and is one of the highest paid business coaches and professional speakers in the nation's knowledge industry. Way down is the author of 5 dynamic books: Leadership Quadrant, Your Leadership Starts Here, Weekly Pills for Marketplace Dominance, Individual Competitiveness, and that's English. And the speaker. He believes that people don't build successful businesses. Systems build successful businesses. Nevertheless, people must work on and through the systems to build and sustain businesses. I have with me, I put up his post on my WhatsApp status, and somebody goes, "My former pastor." I say, "Okay, fine." So he's known. Welcome to Signals, Niyi Adesanya.
Okay, it's a pleasure to be here, and I've been having fun since. Oshodi has been thrilling me here, and then with the calls that have been coming in, and people selling their businesses.
Okay.
I just wonder how come I don't know about this. I've been calling every day to sell my business.
Anyway, welcome to Signals once again, and thank you
you
so much. Thank you to Indamola and Juliet for making this happen. Okay, so to master your life, business, and career, you need to think about how you think. I saw it on your website, and I said I was going to ask you why. People need to master the business of how they think. It's one thing to think, it's another thing to know how to think.
Yeah, because most people think that they are thinking. And so when you think that you are thinking, it's a very terrible place to be.
Okay.
Because actually, I got the statistics. I don't know the source. I can't remember the source. Okay, it's about 3 to 5% of the people of the population of the world that actually does critical thinking, and then about over 60% think that they are thinking. Now, when you think that you're thinking and then you're not thinking, that's a terrible place to be. Then the remaining percentage actually knows that they are not thinking. So that's a better place. When you know that you're not thinking, you can get help. But when you think that you're thinking, and because what you've been taught about thinking and how to, assimilate information is not right. Especially when you go to school and you get a certificate, and your certificate is not actually working for you. So you think that you're thinking because you're a graduate, but definitely you're not thinking. So when we say, people need to learn how to think, and again, and that basically means that you need to know how to absorb information and how to correct your interpretation of that information. Because as the information are coming to you, you must be able to interpret it well. The same information that you get is the same information that everybody is getting, more or less, that are open to a source. But it's the interpretation of that information that actually takes you into that point of thinking properly and thinking well. But if you don't have the interpretation well, you're hearing a lot of things. You think you're thinking, but you're not thinking.
Okay. We're still going to come down to thinking and at least expatiate more on that. But this morning we're looking at raising the 21st century business leaders. Do you think we have business leaders in the era of information, overwhelmed, and all of that?
Yeah, we do. Sure.
Okay.
The businesses that are doing well, the businesses that are very gone from one trend to another, been able to overcome dispensations and generations, and we have a lot of them. We have a lot of them in Nigeria. We have a lot of them in in the world, and then we sure have a lot of business. We just need to learn some of the principles that made them survive and be relevant, even from the 20th century to the 21st century. But right now we have people who are blazing the trail and then breaking all barriers who were not visible in the 20th century, but now they are visible in the 21st century because it's all about technology right now. They're all about the internet and everything. So guys are going there. So we are business leaders, a whole lot of them.
So the next question will be, who is a business leader? And why we actually came up with this topic, and because, so here's the, follow my train of thought a little. We have people coming up, they're getting grants, they're getting different monies, and you see a business start and then they come down. You see a business start, they're all booming, and then it's almost like they're at the tipping points and down, and there is no sustainability to say, okay, fine, yes, we want to be like the Elon Musk of this world, want to be like the Niyi Adesanyas of this world. But then again, yes, then again, we're looking at gradual process. We want to eat it and make it big. We don't want to have to go through all of the stresses you went through. So help me with that.
Well, I think it's a matter of the dispensation or the generation that we're dealing with right now. Everything came to them easy. I mean, they don't have to look into the dictionary to get a word. They need to look into their phone. I mean, the smartphone have made everything easy. So they just want to eat it big and then forget about it. But this is it. It depends on the business model that they're operating on.
Okay.
If I have a business model to just create an app, go get a grant, and then after that fizzle out, then I go get another app, develop another app, go get a grant. Some people are fantastic and expert in creating that and getting funding. If that is the business model, you know that that's the business model. But if you have a business model that, okay, you want to leave something for the next generation and then the next generation, so the way you think will be quite different. And then sometimes some people don't even have a business model. They just see what someone is doing and then they run after the person and then they just copy, and at the end of the day, they don't know whether they want to just cash out or they want to stay in there, and at the end of the day, the business keeps going up and down. And then again, one thing you need to realize also is that when a business does not pay attention to systems and structures, then definitely they won't survive. And people think business is all about making money. That's part of what business is. Business is all about building structure so that it can sustain the process of making money and then going on. And I always tell people, I don't care. I care how much you make right now. I care so much. But I'm more interested in if you keep making that money in the next 10, 15 years. What about in the next 20, 25 years? Do you have things in place? Have you been able to envision 25 years and you know what you're supposed to do? The kind of people you're supposed to work with.
Okay.
A company that started 25 years ago will realize right now that 25 years down the line, the kind of staff you're dealing with is different from the ones you dealt with 25 years. The kind of staff you'll be dealing with will be different from the ones you're dealing with right now 25 years from now. Because some of those guys who are working right now, they are so fluid. I mean, they can be restricted. I mean, they can start work today and say they're not working today. Why we
can say that again.
Why we, you know, like our fathers, you see them get what's it called, work clock, long time workers. I mean, you're wondering, and then you see a guy who just left school, got a good job, and was telling you, okay, I'm tired. Why? You guys did not smile at me very well. Or the stress of coming to work is too much.
Oh, my mental health.
Exactly.
The new buzzword right now.
And then they just leave. And then you're wondering, but you know what? They know they'll get another job somewhere. And this. So you need to know those kind of people. How do you relate to them? How do you handle them? Now, do they like to work from home? Then you have to put all those things into consideration because that's the area we're getting into right now.
Okay. Now, before we talk about systems and structures for a business, let's talk about the person who is fluid and can move from point A to point B, and they don't know when to draw the line of consistency. They don't know where to draw the line of, okay, yes, because I'm not smiling at you, and because a lot of business owners are complaining that people are leaving, they're having issues with staffing, right? And the staff themselves, the employees themselves are like, please, I can always get another job. When the era of freelancing, people can, but the truth is, whether we freelance or we don't freelance or we work, okay, do you want me to take it back a little? Because we have, we're in an era where people are freelancing, people are not building personal structures for themselves. And you get to see that a lot of business owners like myself and so many other people were having to think that, okay, you know what, soldier come, soldier go, the barracks will still remain. But then you can't build because you have people who are not staying and they feel that, yes, with information, with technology, they can bypass every level. What are your thoughts on that?
How do you go to fish?
You spread the nets.
When you want to use a fishing hook, you do not give the fish what you like.
Okay.
You give the fish what they like. The worms, you put it on the hook. You don't put rice, you don't put pounded yam there and everything. They won't take it. So whenever you're dealing with people, it's not about, okay, they're not staying. Okay, the thing is that there's a soldier go, soldier come, barracks must stay. So what is the strategy to make sure that even if soldier is going and coming, barracks still survives? So you start looking at, okay, are there going to be incentive? Do I need to understand these people better? Do I need to understand how they think? Once you understand how they think, then you can now begin to plug all those things.
Someone is replying you and saying, I've done everything, and they are still not staying.
Yeah, you see, sometimes there was a time we were teaching something on effective communication. Said I've communicated and I've communicated and communicated, and these people are not listening. And then I said, we told him that it's not effective communication. I said it's effective communication. We were again. I said, okay, what do you mean that it's not effective communication? As long as you do not get results, it's not effective yet. So you need to probably hang around people, be in some places where people will share their personal experiences. I was somewhere in Benin and somebody was saying something about the fact that the same situation that people don't want to walk because the young people would rather go do some few internet hustles and everything like that, so they don't want to walk. So somebody in our midst was now telling us how this other person has been able to retain some of his staff. He said it was a food business. So he was calling somebody, how long have you been working? 15 years. How long have you been working? 20 years and everything. Then he now told them how he did it. Now, what he told them and how he did it on is unique to him. So everybody needs to just figure out what is unique to you. But the first thing is that you must understand these people that you're dealing with. You must understand them. And then that's why we miss it, because we want people to understand us. And that's what I think Stephen Covey said. You don't seek to understand, rather to be understood. So when you sit down, you understand this set of people, then you can say, okay, this is our best to relate with them. Because to relate with somebody in that category who is in Lagos is different from relating with that person who is in Jigawa, who is in Benin, or who is in Manchester, who is that. You need to just realize it. Now, again, we walk ourselves out, and then the dispensation we have right now, it doesn't allow that. I think it was in Portugal that they just released a law now that you can't even text your worker.
Do you think that's going to work in Nigeria?
That's what I'm saying. You can't even text your worker. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. I have a guy who works with me right now. He comes in early, but by 5 p.m. he leaves. 5 p.m. he leaves.
Because again, that's the agreement that you signed.
But do you know how many agreements that we signed? That
exactly!
You dare not, and you want to leave. Your boss is around. You want to leave for where? Who are you?
So the question is, the conversation now is, how then are people properly groomed? Because yes, they can get away with anything. The Gen Zs can get away with anything, but you and I know that if someone is not properly groomed, they can't take over leadership positions. Because true, yes, somebody can leave at 5 p.m. But you know that if it's time for the person to be handed over a leadership position, you're going to look at the person and say, are you going to close shop at 5 p.m.? Nothing wrong, but you understand where I'm going to.
Yeah, I understand. Probably what we should be thinking is that
because we're talking business leaders, and majority of the juicy positions would keep complaining that politicians are putting in their own people. But they're like, okay, so I can't trust this person, because you are looking at, okay, the long term for businesses, and now we're in the area where people want to build legacy business, and you know that legacy business is not closing at 5 p.m.
Well, that's what we think, but I think that legacy business, whatever business, can close at any time.
Yes, they can.
That you have decided and you put on the letter that we should close. Most of the time, what stretches the time, it's our lack of energy management and time management. Nobody thought people could work from home until COVID came.
COVID
now dawned on us that, wow, this thing could work. In my office, we work 3 times in a week. And the reason why we work 3 times in a week is because we just have some 2 new staff then who needed to be imbibed into the culture, and then you just need to see how we work. So 3 times in a week, and then it's been paying off. And then I think people like you and I need to realize this, that we are dealing with, and it's going to get more difficult and probably worse. More complicated, let me say worse. Because the kind of children that we are raising are different from the kind of children our parents raised.
Yes.
The kind of children our parents raised couldn't ask questions. We were not allowed to talk. The kind of children that we are raising are very bold, and then you couldn't talk to your dad. Your son will talk to his granddad and said, sit down, granddad, and everything, and granddaddy will sit. And you dare not do that. Granddad will give you a dirty slap.
No, it just look. They don't even need to do that. They just look.
So when you see the boldness of the children of these days, the coming workforce, then you know that we need to start changing our style of leadership.
Okay.
Because we say, okay, these people don't work late, don't work this and that, but they're making headway. Mark Zuckerberg is one of them, and everything. He's making headway. There must be a reason, and people come to all those places and they're more relaxed. They're not the culture in there is there, and people need to also realize that it is not the salary you pay people that make people stay. It is more about the bonding. Have you been able to create a good vision that they can all buy into? Have you been able to create an atmosphere that they can feel comfortable working in? Do you have all the tools and everything? Do you have the right language? Do you allow them to be themselves? Especially when they are mavericks, they want to be themselves. You need to just handle it. I was one of my clients, and then the guy was talking. The way he took me up, and then the guy was about 20-something or so. He's already chartered. He's doing his master's. You will see him that is full of knowledge. He's just trying to let me know. I was taking the class. He was just trying to let him know. I know what I know. He was there and he was going on, and people were wondering why I allowed him to put me on the spot. And then we were going through the debate. It was as if it was just the 2 of us in the class and everything. At the end of the day, okay, he didn't even agree with everything I said. Okay, so I'll think about it. So I came out and I told my client, that guy needs to be handled. Whosoever is going to supervise him must not have an archaic mentality. He is an asset to you. There's so many things that he can bring on board.
As against shutting him down.
Yeah, you can't shut him down. If you shut him down, he will leave. I told him that if you don't handle him well, he will leave. He will leave. So that's just it.
Okay. Now, coaching talk. Now, before I do that, a lot of business lack the vision to scale up because they are neck deep buried in bills and they can't breathe. What's your advice to them?
Yeah, look. That's so easy. That's so very easy. Look at the exercises that you carry. Look at the things that, we were having a program yesterday at the Eco Hotel. It's called the Leadership Bootcamp. And then one of the things that we thought there was put your product and your program on a scale. Try and figure out, is this product or program meeting the objectives? And then there's something that we also call trimming the past, trimming yesterday. You put all your staff, your supervisor in the place and tell them, know what? Trim your workforce, imaginary, in the strategy by 5%. Or 10%. Trim the activities that you do by 5% or 10%. Now, I'm not saying we want to take action. I don't think we want to, but come with that. Trim your budget by 5% or 10%. So once you do that, and then you discuss that and everything, so it will be glaring to you after a while that I think I have some excess baggage and luggages here, and that's where you trim first. After you trim, and again, I always say this, most of the bills that is being carried by an organization actually rest on the chief executive and the top guys. So they also need to look at their own budget and look at how they spend money and then cut down on those expenses. Because when you look at the wage bill of the people who are down there and the people who are up there, it's massive. It's massive. So once you cut down on that, and then you begin to look at some other things, you just cut down your expenses first before you start looking at, okay, you want to expand or you don't want to expand.
Okay then. It's Signals on 91.3. We're talking raising the 21st business leaders. If you have comments, question, WhatsApp us 0809 234 5913 or 0809 191 3913 or 0809 222 0913. WhatsApp us 0809 234 5913. Okay. Now, for you have coached different top business leaders. What has been that unique trait that you have seen across leaders?
Is there anything unique? Everybody has got down there. I think it's boldness, boldness and courage. The successful executive of the businessman is not outstandingly more intelligent than the others, but the differentiating factor is always the courage, the confidence and the courage to go for what they believe in, and then to damn all other consequences. Most people don't have that. And that's it. The knowledge is, there's nothing new actually. You can Google it and get it. You can Google and understand it. But after you've seen it, do you have the gut to go for it? Are you scared of the marketplace? Are you scared of what people will say? So that is always the differentiating factor. I was speaking somewhere recently and I was telling them how Dubai came to be. And it was the present ruler of Dubai's dad, I think Rashid Al Maktoum, decided to build a creek. It's called Port Rashid. I said, you know what, give me 4 berths. And after they were constructing, they are not finished. He said, give me 10. Extended to 10. No, give me 14. And then when they were just about to say, give me phase 2, they went 24. And then they were coming from 2 berths before their port, and then they went to 24. And then when they were just still clapping and said, oh, whoa, we have arrived and everything, he said, no, go and give me another port. And then they went to Jebel Alil, and that's the biggest man-made port in the world. And then you can see that craziness of courage and confidence, stretching and pushing and expanding. Guess what? Their first port, that was the Creek port. They borrowed money from Kuwait, $400,000. That was the first one they did. And then guess what? Somebody who borrowed money to do the first one now went to the second port and then was now increasing the berths over and over and over and again. That is what has changed Dubai right now, because they wanted Dubai to be an international trade center. And how do you have an international trade center without having a massive port where ship can come in, berth, and then deliver their goods?
Okay. God's courage, confidence, boldness. Can we say the same for our dearly beloved country?
Yeah, we're bold. We're just bold for some other things. We're sure bold.
But again, because we're the ones raising this business, that I think I saw somewhere that a president said that, okay, people can come into Nigeria where Nigerians are very good in diaspora or something. I saw the news like 2 to 3 days ago and people were like, this man has started again. But we're raising giants. We're raising business leaders that can operate anywhere in the world and they will stand firm. And we're in the season where people are leaving the country. Like the next question you're having with your peers is, when are you leaving? Right? And people still say that it's not everybody that can leave. So
well, everybody cannot leave.
200
million people cannot leave. So some of us were stuck here, and some of us are here. But one thing people need to realize, that when people leave here, you see a lot of entrepreneurs who leave Nigeria, and when they get over there, they become employees, and then their dream get caged. So if you're leaving, is it possible that you have an entrepreneurial you don't let go of your entrepreneurial mindset, because there's something over there. It just puts you in a particular form, and in a particular form that you get in there, you begin to look for a job, you get a job, and then you coast.
And you become comfortable.
Comfortable, everything is okay, and then you begin to live from paycheck to paycheck. And if you're smart enough, you take mortgage here, mortgage there. You know, when people say over there that they have 10 houses and everything, say, wow, beautiful. And then you realize that probably what we used to buy one house in Nigeria is what they used to buy 10 houses, because it's all about mortgage. They pay 10%, sometimes 5%, sometimes 15%, and they keep paying the mortgage over and over again. You get into that spot and it's okay, I'm comfortable and everything, but those things does not really help. But definitely all of us cannot leave. We cannot leave Nigeria. A friend of mine was telling me, showing me a lot of discussion was having some of his friends, Chinese and Indian. I said they are coming to Nigeria and they are buying land. They are buying land, they are buying properties. They are coming in mass, and we are living. And the question is it that they are seeing what we cannot see? I don't know. But I think it's easier to become a millionaire in Nigeria faster if you know the right things, and if you have the right people, if you're in the right circle. And when I'm talking about right circle, I'm talking about politics. I have political friends and everything, but I don't think I've really gained from the public sector. I don't work with the public sector deliberately. But if you're in the right circle, if you're the right people, the right information, you can make something out of life. And then I think, well, those who will travel should travel.
Those who are staying.
Those who will stay.
Why should they stay?
Because the land is green.
Yes, the land is green.
Although few stain of blood and everything, but the land is still green. Now this is business. When you look at business, look at numbers.
Okay.
Look at numbers. 200 million.
And we keep saying 200 million. And someone is about to start a product, a business, and they don't know how to use the numbers to their advantage.
Yeah, because you see, people always tell me this, a relative comes to meet me and say, what, you need money, we need money, sponsor my business. I ask them a question. Have you been to a business school? Have you taken any course on business? Have you been to a business school? Have you taken a course on business? I tell people, this is not an advert. I tell them there's a particular one. I say, go to this place. Go and learn this. Once you learn it, and then you come back, then I can give you money. Because if I give you money, it will just go down the black hole. Nothing will happen because you don't have the knowledge. People need to put knowledge ahead of them in anything that they're doing. Now, do you even know where the numbers are? Do you even know where the money is with the numbers? Okay. I think it was 2012. I don't have the statistics, the present one. We were somewhere and somebody was telling us that was saying something about the fact that 40% of the banks, the branches of the banks, were situated in Lagos. In Lagos. That's why those days you have northern region, southern region, and you have island region and mainland region. So you have supervisors over there. So that tells you something, that if you really, really want to be concerned about numbers and understand what numbers is, probably are you supposed to be in Lagos or be in the city where you are? There's always a city. And if you're working if you have a business in a, civil service state, that most of the people earn as their civil servants, then you know that probably you need to bring your business into the state capital and then do business. You must just understand all that. What kind of things do they eat? Now, some people came into Nigeria with their food stuff and their outlet, food outlet, and they were making us some chickens, different kind of chicken this, chicken that. Chicken. And then we took all the chicken. After a while, we got tired. We went back to our amala and our eba and everything. And then the ones who were smart now created an African restaurant within the chicken that they are giving. Because after a while, even when you travel abroad, you start looking for
Nigerian food. I had a friend do that. Like, this is one Nigerian food.
And then some of my guys who were in the UK now decide, let us start a Nigerian wholesale food where they sell African dishes to people, and they're making money. So you need to look at that. Where's the number? What kind of buying power do the number have? And then my kind of business, where is it best situated? So all those things has to be done, and then in the business school that can help you, or an entrepreneurial academy that can help you look at the numbers and interpret it. It's one thing for you to see the numbers, it's a different ballgame for you to be able to interpret the numbers.
Okay, it's Signals on 91.3. We're talking raising business leaders with Niyi Adesanya. If you have questions, comments before my time is up, call us 009-191-3913 or WhatsApp 0809-234-5913. Let's talk a little bit about systems and structures for businesses and for business leaders. What is structure to you? What is system? And sometimes people say they created the structure, but they cannot see it. Sometimes it can be confusing.
Okay, so elementary wise, let me just take you from the basics. First, even draw. Okay, there's a call coming.
Yep. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name or where are you calling us from?
My name is Banji, and I just want to hail the Apostle Niyi Adesanya.
We are hailing you. Do you have questions for him?
Sir.
Apostle Eshegota.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So the issue with this 200 million that we keep talking about is the fact that in terms of disposable income, the number of Nigerians who are living on less than $2 is more than 80%. So when we talk about this 200 million people, the truth is, yes, the 200 million people have to eat. The 200 million people have to live somewhere.
Okay, yeah.
But there are certain things that because of disposable income, that limits the market for certain things. So for instance, there's this rumor that they keep going about saying Nigerians drink the most champagne in the world. It's a big fat myth. It's a lie. Because how many Nigerians can afford to buy champagne? So when we now talk about this 200 million market, how do we divide it?
Okay.
And how do we now determine what industries or what products to provide in order to get the most return?
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for the great work you do, sir.
Thank you, Banji. Banji.
Yes,
Yeah,
Banji.
good. Thank you, Banji. Thank you so much. What you already answered, alluded to what I said about looking at the the location and the kind of industry. But please, when we look at the 200 million, we're not just looking at the disposable income. There is also labor. When you do business in Nigeria, you have, allow me to use the phrase, cheap labor. Unlike when you go over there, what you pay a driver in Nigeria, you can never pay a driver over there, and everything. When you pay a cleaner in Nigeria, you can never pay a cleaner over there. So sometimes the fact that you have labor cheap is also an advantage of the 200 million. I quite agree with you. Disposable income. I was saying that you need to look at the various city that you have or the state that you have, and then look at, okay, if it's a civil service state, that means you need to be more in the state capital for you to be able to get the fund from the so-called civil servant, because there will be more in the state than in the local government or in the other cities. So when you look at that, and then just know how to interpret the numbers, whether you like it or not. When you see 200 people, whether they have disposable income or non-disposable income, they don't have it. When you see 200, you see massive income. And that's what actually, when we talk about all this, you see a particular telecoms company. I don't want to mention the telecoms company. They moved over to Nigeria, and then when they moved over to Nigeria, they capitalized on the 200. And before you know it, they are now the biggest in Africa. So you're asking your question, why?
Why? Hello, good morning. Sorry, we lost that. Please do call us or send us WhatsApp message 0809-234-5913 or 0809-191-3913. I was talking about systems and structures. Elementarily, quickly, before the call.
Okay, quickly, the first thing you want to look in the system is to look at the organogram. Do you even have an organogram? Do you have a vision? Do you have a mission? Do you have core values and everything? That's the starting point. Okay, let's take that.
Pause. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Morning.
Your name and where you calling us from?
Yeah, Tony is my name, and I'm calling from the Lekki area.
Okay.
I just happened on this program now.
Sorry.
Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, just driving out, and I'm hearing the name Niyi Adesanya. That name sounds magical.
Very.
I was in a DLA program 2009, and he left a lasting impression on me.
Wow.
So God bless you, sir.
Thank you.
From the few things I've gleaned from listening, I just started listening about 5-10 minutes ago. There's always this misconception about the population we have in this country. Most times when you are, if you're an investor, you are actually beyond the numbers. You actually have to look at positioning, like you rightly said. And I'll tell you why. Some years back, I was part of a team for a cement company setting up. And we were in Lagos. And of course, you know who the giants are in Lagos. And we were struggling to sell 10 trucks a day. And then we did what you call remediation and tried to re-strategize and moved to another city, Port Harcourt.
Sorry, I'll have to cut you a little bit because my time is up. Can you quickly wrap that up in like 2 seconds?
Okay. So basically what I'm saying is that when we moved position from selling 10 trucks a day, we couldn't meet selling 200 trucks a day. We're selling over 200 trucks a day just by moving location. So location matters. You need to understand where your real market is. Thank you.
Thank you too. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Nope, I'm not going to pick that. I have a question from WhatsApp and it goes, good morning. The way you praise Nigeria and talk as if there is ease of doing business and as if our environment is friendly, I wonder why the likes of Michelin, Thai and other big companies left Nigeria for Ghana. Or is there something I don't know? Maybe you should explain to me from Chief Udo. Why are businesses leaving?
Well, Chief Udo, businesses are leaving and businesses are still building refineries. Businesses are still building refineries. We still have the highest, the richest Africa here. And then business, see, it depends on how you see it. Some people can see glass half filled and half empty and everything. We're not saying that there is no difficulty in doing business in Nigeria. We're trying to see how the government can make it streamless and everything. But definitely businesses are still thriving in Nigeria. Michelin can leave. It could be a reason why they are leaving. Probably the power, and everybody knows how much we spend on power. If we can solve that, it gets us a lot of mileage. But Chief Udo, Michelin can leave, but the refinery is still being built.
Okay. Now here, looking back, your journey to here, what are the things that have got you going every day, waking up and deciding to sell hope to Nigerians?
Whoa, that's a tough one.
Answer it though.
Well, let me say this, that I don't want to sound like a cliche or something, but I think what keeps me going is the probably my heart of giving. I like to give. I like to be part of people's progress, and also what keeps you going is because also there is a monetary reward that comes along with all that.
Okay, my time is up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of life's progress, people's lives, because again the calls are coming in to say thank you. Thank you for everything that you have done.
Yeah, thank you for bringing me here. Thank you for whoever made this happen. Normally, I don't know how I accepted, but I accepted and I had fun.
You are here. Till we come your way again next week, Saturday, like we always say on Signals, dream again, create opportunities for people. And because people will be people, please keep creating opportunities. Have a wonderful week and God bless. Aha! Oshodi, where are you? Yeah. Okay, then. We're through.